So look, detachment versus avoidance. See, when people talk about detachment, they often try to just avoid life, which is actually worse because if you have a desire to do something and you don't carry out that desire, you never get rid of it, then you're going to spend your whole entire time desiring this one thing but not acting upon that shit. That accumulates what they call karma or just mental baggage or just all this other shit. Do you feel me? And then eventually when you die, right? Let's say you die with a fucking desire. Like let's say you want to have intercourse, right? But you just hold yourself back so much, you feel me? Or let's say you want to eat this food so bad, but you just hold yourself back so much, right? Whatever the fuck it is. If you had the desire when you die, you just gotta come back to a place where you can experience that bitch at, literally. And I'm gonna make a video that's called why you come to the earth, which I kinda hinted at just now, but there's like, you know, when I make the video, you're gonna see what the fuck I mean. Now with that shit being said, right? There's a symbol, right? Well, let me not say that. There's an Egyptian god, right? Named Nefertiti. You feel me? It means beautiful creation. Now the symbol for him, right, is the lotus flower, and it symbolizes detachment. Why? Because the lotus, right, grows inside of some murky ass water, but it always comes up and gets some sunlight, and then the murkiness is not on it no more, but it always goes back inside that, but it comes up and shit like that. You feel me? And the reason why it symbolizes detachment is because the lotus is still inside that murky ass water, but it could always come up and get that sun and still remain like detached from the murkiness while being inside that shit at the same exact time. So you can experience life and be detached from life. It's like when you have a relationship. You could be in a relationship but not be attached to the person. Like, now a lot of people do get attached, but you could be with somebody, right? Have a great time, but if they break up with you, it's just okay. You feel me? Because you're not attached. Same with intercourse. You can have intercourse and not bust a nut. Same with a fight. You could be in a fight, right, and beat somebody's ass, but not actually have been mad the whole entire time. You're just defending yourself. You feel me? The point is, you don't need to avoid life. Avoiding life makes shit worse because you still want to do this shit, and now you're not getting rid of the fucking desire. Now, if you can avoid something, then you get over the desire while you're avoiding it. That's cool, but a lot of times people just deny themselves of what they actually want, and then they just build that shit up inside themselves, and they cause mental suffering for themselves. You feel me? When instead, if you just did the shit, you may do that shit, do the desire, and no longer want that shit. Like, for example, with me, when it comes to me and smoking weed, right? I stopped smoking weed, not because I'm trying to avoid that shit. I could literally be around weed right now and just not smoking. Not because I'm trying to avoid it, just because I don't want to be high in that moment. You feel me? I could smoke weed though, right? Get high and then put the bitch back down though and just not do it again because I'm not attached to the weed anymore. You feel me? At some point, the things I don't think I ever was. I thought that I was, which is why I actually stopped that first. And I peeped that I just like being sober even more. You feel me? But I also stopped because of other reasons too, which I made a video about. But yeah, you feel me? But let's say you're just trying to avoid weed because let's say you're just avoiding weed you're not detached from it. Now you may just you may stop smoking. You low key want to smoke. And then now when you do smoke, you just keep on doing that shit. I actually know somebody who's like this. You just keep on doing that shit because you never got over desire in the first place. However, when it came to me, right, I smoked every day for at least a year, bro. Literally. Like, I smoked every day for a year, bro. Like, I know I did. You feel me? And it's like, I got the desire up my system. It's like, I've been high so much that it's like, cool, whatever. You feel me? Now, I'm going to come back to that shit whenever I want to, but I have no desire to, like, right now. Like, I could go around weed right now and just not smoke the shit. You feel me? So my point is, don't avoid life. If you want to do some shit, I'm not gonna say do it, but if you just completely avoiding life and shutting yourself off, and you have all these desires, just realize that you are accumulating what they call karma. You're accumulating mental baggage inside yourself. You're holding these desires that are gonna propel you in some type of way. You feel me? Either in this lifetime to do some other shit, or inside of a next lifetime to do some other shit. You feel me? And just be a fucking lotus. Be inside the murky water, that's the fucking world, but just be detached from that shit. You could eat food, right? And then stop eating food. You don't gotta just keep on eating food, and then you just can't stop it. Shit. At that point you're attached. But let's say you want some food very bad, but you avoid that shit. You still want the goddamn food though. Just eat the food and then stop eating the food. You feel like, you know, just do it. You know what I mean? But yeah, it gets kind of tricky because it's like at some point you know you shouldn't do certain things, but you want to do that shit anyway. And it's like, hey, I'm not going to just say do that shit, but I am going to let you know that if you just avoid everything in life, that you're not really doing yourself too much justice. And that's the point of this video. And I'll catch you in some of my next video. Peace.